I find that when women know they're wrong, they then start saying crazier and crazier things to try to get you to top their crazy, and then they know to tap out on what you said.
Wow. That's a strategy I didn't know.
So what you do, yeah, they're spinning it into a new area because they can't win the debate.
So you said you have to just stop.
So when they say that thing to make you go nuts, you know, whatever it is, your lenses, how you're not the best judge on the Vegas show, right? To get you going, maybe brings up your family. You let it end on that. You get quiet, you let it. I didn't get all the way into it, but when you get quiet, it can't be hostile because that'll give them something. They'll laugh. They're like,
how do you get quiet without hostility? Because I think for me, quiet is hostile.
You just got to go neutral. You go neutral, and then they have to work it out in their own head, and then they come down. And this can take anywhere from 3 hours to 3 days.
Are you kidding me?
Before they finally come down. No, they're the children.
No, but you're sitting.
Bill Burr is married, and he accepts the fact that it may not have been the best decision. And after years of trying to combat the shit in battle format, he realizes that this is the decision I made. Let me just navigate it and accept that my woman that I thought was different enough to marry is just like every other woman.
Tell us the truth!
Been married 11 years, and you said you finally got it right. What were you getting wrong for so long?
He didn't know happy wife was happy life.
Yeah, which sounds cute. It's a threat.
What do you mean?
Happy wife, happy life. What do you mean, what do I mean?
What do you mean?
Oh, you never been with a female?
I've been married 20
Yeah, and you're smart enough to say, what do you mean, so I say it. And so you don't walk home. Don't try that slick shit.
Oh, you ain't see the alley-oop?
What do you mean by that? I live on a different planet. No, I kind of, no, silence. Silence is the key. When they get all, going on about something, you don't have to take the bait. You just sit there. If you don't engage, like arguing with a woman is an away game, is what I've learned. And you're just going to lose. But if you just stay quiet, not hostile quiet, neutral quiet, it dies of its own weight. And then if you just never get upset, then they so look at her. You see the look on her face. They come around. They come around but then this is the thing too. You can't ask them to apologize either. Damn. You can't. You have to let it, see? You have to make them feel like it was their decision.
You know what I say? And this might sound a little off. I say sometimes winning is losing.
Yeah, well, you can, I wouldn't go that negative. That's a little hopeless. No, listen, you have your guy friends to say what you really feel in that moment. That shit that you used to say to your wife, but like, you just don't do it anymore. You just sit there and go like, you just let him go,
I feel a little unhealthy. I feel like you should be able to talk to your wife about any and everything.
You know Charlemagne was going to come with the simp shit, man. That was ready to talk to your wife.
That was my pick. It's comedian Bill Burr, because I wanted your opinion on what Burr said and how Charlemagne and Envy reacted to it. Man, my first initial reaction was like, I love how Envy pretends he has no clue what he's talking about. Like he's not a man. Like, and Bill Burr said it. Like, what, you've never dealt with a woman? What do you mean? What do I mean?
Man, the difference is Bill Burr is married, and he accepts the fact that it may not have been the best decision. And after years of trying to combat the shit in battle format, he realizes that this is the decision I made. Let me just navigate it and accept that my woman that I thought was different enough to marry is just like every other woman.
Yeah.
So let me just let her get her shit off, not get drawn into the bull. Let's just keep it like it is, and and live my life. Just keep things copacetic, because he's stuck now. You got Charlemagne and Envy. They truly believe that all that pandering and sucker talk and all that works. Well, both of those guys have had issues in their marriage with their wives. One guy, his wife found out he was cheating and told him, I'm going to cheat on you back and you going to stay and we going to be together. Ain't nothing you can do about it.
Which one was that? Charlemagne?
Charlemagne, man. His wife.
He's still with that woman?
Yeah, man. His wife cheated aggressively. He let her cheat to keep from losing her. You know what I mean? And Envy, he's such a herd, man. He cheated on his wife, called her on air, dog, on the show, and apologized to her about some shit that people really didn't know the details about. That woman will never recover from that, dog. And if he doesn't know, that somebody done tighten her up, I can guarantee you somebody done tighten her up after that, dog. But yo, man, it was the woman couldn't hardly even speak. You bring your wife on there, dog. She probably trying to get over it. Man, she boohooing on air, man. She can't, she crying about it on air, man. I like, man, this dude is such a herb, man. Come on, bro. And so when you hear a guy talk like this, they have no recourse except to say, wait a minute, what are you talking about, Bill? That's not really how it goes. You gotta, you should be able to just, talk to your woman about everything. Yeah, what Bill Burr is saying, you can talk to her if you're like, well, baby, you're right, baby, blah, blah. But Bill's saying he don't talk like that. He's saying there's only one way he gonna talk to his woman. Hey, look, that shit you talking about right there ain't gonna work. And he realized that it creates more problems than it's worth. And so rather than talk like that, which is the only way a masculine man does, he just lets it go.
Yeah, because when Bill Burr said, you're saying what you're saying because you got to go home to your wife after this and she's probably listening, I don't think he was doing it for his wife. I think that was him also pandering to the audience.
Yeah.
I feel like they think they need to speak on a certain beta male tip on the air because that's what's socially acceptable on air. That show, I don't know what your opinion is of the Breakfast Club in general. To me, it seems like they're hard on race relation issues, hard on political related issues, easy on women, easy on women related stuff.
Yeah. Gotta be easy on them, dog.
Like sitcom dads.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, you got to hear him on other platforms, especially Charlemagne, man. You hear him on other platforms, man. He has other little shows and podcasts that he's done, bro. And just some of the things that the guy's done, man, and said as an adult man, dog, he a cream pie, dog. He a cream puff. And also he's bleached his damn skin, man. He's cream puff, dog. He's cream puff.
Charlemagne?
Yeah, man. He bleached his skin, dog. You look at pictures of Charlemagne from before and now, man, that dude ain't even the same color, dog. It's one of those things, man. Some guys get to a point where they feel like they can be who they are. And that's who they are, and it's not just them, it's some thug guys too, man. You look at a kid like Young Thug, man, when he was in the streets and didn't have money like that, he would have never put on a dress. He made some money and put a Mary Poppins dress on the album, dog. Which you can do when you believe your money is long enough where you can't be touched by the people at the very bottom anymore.
Don't you love when Charlemagne gets checked by a thug rapper on the show? The only time he shuts the fuck up, and I love it.
Yeah.
I forget which rapper was like, look at me, it's dangerous. It's the you sit on the radio is dangerous to talk that way to me. And Charlemagne's like, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
He just nods along with it.
Man, listen, Fredro Starr got at him, man.
Is that the one I'm quoting?
I think that's who you quoted, man. He's absolutely terrified of Gucci Mane, man. I'm talking about, he turns into Cadbury Richie Rich's butler when Gucci is on the air, dog. And I mean, it's one of those things, dog, where certain guys, they're just gonna be who they are. Certain guys make the choice early on to not try to be masculine. It's because I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It's easier in this society. It's a smoother ride if you decide you're not gonna be masculine. It's a much smoother ride. But we're men. Like, do we want a smooth ride? It's like a man getting his whole body waxed. I'm talking about face and everything. Bro, you getting your whole body waxed? You getting the Diddy wax, dog? You know what I'm saying? Like you getting the Diddy wax, bro. Come on, man. And it's becoming apparent that more men than not are deciding to just take the easy route, especially when they have a platform.
It's that sitcom dad thing, like I said.
Yeah, man. That's exactly what it is.
In media, there's a way to be a man by the media standard.
Yeah.
And that happy wife, happy life shit is part of it. It's charming. I think I quoted it on the last show. Like it's almost like a charming thing in society. That whole, she's not always easy. Sometimes I gotta sleep on the couch, but I love her. And yeah, there's a certain pride associated with it too. Simps have pride.
Yeah.
It's just delusional pride.
Right. Master P checked him too, man. Somebody just put in there. Master P checked him about he was talking about this girl named Mercedes. Master P, when P was popping back, putting album out on everybody, 10 albums in Billboard at the same time all throughout the year. He had this chick named Mercedes, and on the album cover, I mean, she was a thick, nice hood chick. She was something to look at, and she had the album cover was kind of raunchy, kind of like on the Lil Kim style of back in the day. Mm-hmm. And but this was years ago, dog. This was like last year, maybe year before, and Charlemagne was still man, cause Mercedes was on there and blah blah blah. P checked eventually, hey man, look, Don't disrespect her like that, dog. You know what I'm saying? That's my people. That's blah, 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 you know, whoop de whoop. Because he was really talking, the lust in his, it just sounded like, man, a dude who, I wouldn't be surprised if some shit come out, man, and Charlemagne and somebody how she does some shit like that, man. He's just that type of little short, sawed off dude with that type of energy where he looks nice and he's always talking nice and all of that. But, you know, he's, you know, got somebody holed up somewhere, man, and he's burning them with cigarette butts and shit. Like, he just comes off.
You saw when he got jumped on camera back in the day?
Yeah.
It was Lil Kim's people, I think. Of all people. I'm pretty sure someone yelled out, what were you saying about Kim? And just bop.
Yeah.
He started running.
He got out. He got the hell out of there. Yo, and you know what, bro? Listen, I don't have a problem, man, with you living to fight another day. But when you talk shit about somebody and they come to see you about it, hey, man, stand on what you said, brother.
I was enjoying that, too. I'm in the background like, yeah, I get him, because all the things he said about the whites, too.
Right,
I was unflattering, too.
Hey, listen, bro, you know, but some of these guys, man, and I look at it and I say this, man. You got to know, if you're a young man right now, you know, you're in your late teens, your early 20s, you got to know what masculinity looks and sounds like. And if you don't have a man in your life to follow in your personal life, which I find hard to believe, go play a sport, get a coach or some shit. But you gotta know what it sounds and looks like. And it doesn't sound like your mama. It doesn't sound like your sister. It doesn't sound like happy wife, happy life. It doesn't sound like women are above men. It doesn't sound like put a woman on a pedestal. It doesn't sound like I got to acquiesce to the demands of the woman. It doesn't sound like, well, my job is to be used by everyone so their life can be better and I sacrifice myself. It doesn't sound like that. And so think about how much shit you're listening to that sounds like that and root it all out of your brain. Because I'm going to be honest with you, man. If you were born with a wood, you got to be a man, dog. Otherwise, your life is going to lack. Charlemagne's pretty successful at what he does, but I'm going to be honest with you. Some of the shit he says and does, bro, I couldn't look at myself in the mirror, man, if I was saying and doing the shit he does and says, man. I just couldn't look at myself in the mirror.
Yeah, Envy's got a lot of cringy moments, too.
Yeah.
And when he went at Kevin Samuels, and what he went at him for, of all the things that you could criticize about Kevin Samuels, he was like saying the most beta media friendly things ever. He was saying like, can you believe he'll rate a woman from 1 to 10? What are we in 6th grade? I'm like, bro, we're all men. Like, we've never done that. Also, far from the most offensive thing you can say about women. That's just, I'm pretty sure they rate us too. You know, I mean, that's really far from the worst thing you could say in the world.
Man, the Envy wife, Gina, when she was young, she was a baddie. He cannot tell me he didn't call her a dime at any time. See, the rating thing, if you say you have a dime, you are literally saying on that scale of 1 to 10, my woman is at the top.
Which means the scale exists.
Which means the scale exists. But you know, anything, man. I told you before, dog, my outtake on that thing with Envy and Kevin Samuels. I think there's a lot of guys who had just been in media for so long, and to see this guy come out of nowhere, they were going to find something to nitpick about. They were going to find something to pick at him about, because no one who feels like they're at the top likes to see you come through when they feel like you didn't do any work. But the guy had already been on YouTube for about 10 years before he caught his win.
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of that has something to do with it, man. And it's really feminine to have a outlook on someone for doing well without even researching their history and see what they're going through to get there. It's crazy, bro. Like this video on your way out if you enjoyed the content. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. When you subscribe, click the notification bell. Make sure your notifications are on so you can be alerted to when I upload some more of this Prism of the Ism. And as always, Alpha's up, Beta's down. Peace.